Michael Allen, speaking to pubdef.net. I just was part of a meeting between Neighbors for Social Justice, a group of 19th and 5th Ward residents, and the mayor's office. The meeting was conducted by Mayoral Chief of Staff Jeff Rainford. Also present were Frank Oswald, the Building Commissioner, Matt Moak from the City Councilor's Problem Properties Task Force, and Marvin Steele from Urban Solution, a private company that's under contract with Paul McKee to perform property maintenance on his properties in North St. Louis. Now, the purpose of the meeting was to discuss things the city government can be doing to get McKee to maintain his properties, to make sure that properties are up to code, and also to discuss what the city is doing or is not doing in relation to any redevelopment plan. The meeting was contentious, and the group assembled, we have as many different perspectives as there are people in the room, but I think we did get a lot of stuff accomplished. We had a generally cordial meeting and presented a list of written demands, and we read questions, including follow-up questions to Mr. Rainford, ranging from the mayor's support of eminent domain in the project area down to what specific things the specific department heads who are present could be doing to address code violations. Some of the interesting things that came out of the meeting, Rainford proclaimed that Old North St. Louis is out of the redevelopment area, that Mr. McKee has told the mayor's office he has no plans to develop in Old North St. Louis, and that he'd like to sell those properties to the Old North St. Louis Restoration Group or other interested buyers. Another interesting revelation that came out of it was that Urban Solution was at the table, and Urban Solution not only is under contract to work for McKee, but has already started work 2 weeks ago, set up a hotline number for concerned residents who have issues with property violations to call. Marvin Steele from Urban Solution invited residents to come out in the field, look at their work, critique it, offer comments and feedback. That was a very interesting and positive step. Also, Rainford speculates a redevelopment plan might be on the table by the third quarter of the year, a fact that Alderwoman April Ford Griffin did not dispute. And Rainford said that any plan would have to have April support and Marlene Davis from 19th Ward to proceed, so that was encouraging to hear as well. Now, the specific code violation, process and addressing that and the continued effect on the blocks, that was a really touchy spot where there was some agreement on how to proceed, but I think residents are still concerned that the city is not acting fast enough. And frankly, a lot of people there want some kind of punitive response to McKee because there's a lot of damage he's done in that area that doesn't fall under the purview of city codes. Also on the table, in a more general sense, was discussion of brick rustling and metal theft and what the city can be doing to put some pressure on the police department, which frequently doesn't respond to calls or take calls seriously involving brick theft. Jeff Rainford says he's going to talk to Chief Joe Mokwa and concerned residents and try to establish a citywide brick rustling task force, which would be an excellent step. All in all, a very productive and positive meeting, a little emotional. And the end result is that Rainford is going to try to get Mr. McKee to meet with us under the auspices of the mayor's office as the moderator, where we can continue this dialogue not only with the city officials who are responsible for shaping the redevelopment plan and enforcing the code, but with the man who owns the property and will ultimately shape the fate of those properties. So we'll look forward to that meeting to come, and hopefully everyone at the table upholds their promises, and we'll be working together. For pubdef.net, I'm Michael Allen.